Playoffs, first rounds, halfway through, about almost done for some
Over
series.
halfway through. I mean,
Over halfway through. Not really. We just got done with game
we
four.
got some 3 game series. We got some that are wraps. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
good mix. None are
we got a
over
game.
yet.
Yeah, absolutely not. But yeah, we're here to talk about it every series. We haven't been here since Wednesday, and a lot of stuff has happened since Wednesday, in just a couple of games, honestly. Look at all the series around. There's been something in at least every single one, maybe except the Thunder Suns series, but there's been talking points in every single series outside of that one. Um, which is where we'll start today. Zach, how was your weekend? How was since I last saw you on the pod,
Uh,
at least since Wednesday?
I was gonna say, uh, no, it was a great weekend. Yeah, Spurs went 2-0 on the weekend. That's honestly all that's keeping me going at this point. But hey, school's wrapping up. We're here.
Yeah, school's wrapping up, bro. This is our last. This is our maybe our second to last, recording in this edit bay until God knows when.
August. And I don't
August,
know when you
something
get
like
back.
that. Yeah, I come back August, but I'm leaving on Thursday, bro. Like that's crazy, and we're not gonna have an episode until maybe next Thursday, honestly, or like next week. So second round's gonna be starting by then. Got occupations that I gotta handle when I get home.
Occupation is crazy.
Occupations, forced against my own will.
Uh
Honestly,
huh.
didn't really want it to happen like that. I could care less. Whatever the occupation is, fucking hate it. It's like work. Anyways, yeah. Let's start.
It's
Let's
like
talk.
it's like the whole argument. You know how people like in the South like don't want somebody to plan their wedding in October because of college football.
Oh, bro, I
You
hate
ever heard
that.
that? Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's
the
like
dumbest thing of all time, bro.
you handling your business in June or in May or June.
Honestly, dude. I was like,
We sleep in July. Even then, we got summer league, but
bro. You know what's
we
crazy though,
sleep in
bro?
August.
For when the final starts, I'm going back to Chicago, bro.
Damn, we ain't ever seen the finals there in a long time.
Oh my god, we almost conceded. Uh, if if the Lakers magically get to the finals, bro, I think I might have to cancel that trip to Chicago. Because there's no way in hell I'm not gonna watch the finals without my dad. Whatever.
Hey,
God,
Shay's gonna save y'all a lot of money. Let's just say that.
oh no, honestly, he really will. Anyways, let's start there. Talking about Shea, you going to see him tonight. That series is about as over as a cow in a slaughterhouse. Uh,
I
3
I was
0.
wondering what you were gonna go for there,
Oh
but
yeah, 3-0. Thunder up 3-0 on the Phoenix Suns. And well, let's just say it's
there's not a lot to talk about here. But there's also a lot to talk about. Like obviously, since we've been on pod last, J Dub's hurt. J Dub's I believe week to week. I think him and Ant have the same not the same diagnosis injury wise, but the same week to week status. So those
yeah.
are definitely that's something we have to monitor going forward in the playoffs. Thunder took care of business without him in Game 3, so really not
It
much to
was
worry
pretty
about there.
close for a lot of that game though, which
Well,
is what happened
that's
with
this whole series. It's felt like
yeah
the Thunder have had, or the Suns have had the Thunder at an arm's distance length. Like they've been within
yeah
striking distance the entire series, and yet the Suns just can't capitalize. They can't have that run, and
yeah. It's almost like they're just right there and they just don't have that force to
they're on the cusp, but they can't get over the hump.
yeah. It's almost like, but that plays into OKC strengths. Like we've seen that time and time and time again over the last course of the past couple seasons, where they'll just keep teams at arm's length, like almost like teasing like putting like a donut in front of a police officer and then yanking it away at the last minute, like type of thing. And like they just do that. Like they're good at that. Like they don't let teams. They'll let teams get close, but they'll not. They won't let teams finish off the job. So it's. I mean, like I don't think the series is going to go 5. I think
I mean, maybe the Suns go on a miracle run tonight. I mean, who knows? I love my shout out to the Suns, bro, because $25 for a playoff game, bro. I love that, bro. That like
yeah
shout out to the Suns, bro. That's awesome.
yeah
I'm always pro cheap tickets, no matter the game. Get fans who actually love basketball, actually love the sport, and in the arena. Not like what MSG does. Let's just say that.
yeah. You're
Like
gonna be up
get
there
the
with
real fans in the building.
you're gonna be
Get
up
the
there with the
people who
Mercury
love
Mariners
basketball.
though.
Because I will be up there with the Mercury Banners. Shout section 230. I know exactly where I'm sitting. That's where I sat for the Final Four. That's where I'm sitting for tonight. I'm up there with the Mercury Banners.
Yeah,
But
that's awful.
hey, no. It's free eats, bro. Watching Shea in person, it's a spiritual experience. Have you gotten the chance to see him in
Not yet,
person?
unfortunately.
Oh, that's why you should pull up tonight. Like you should. Oh,
Maybe. Ooh, you're gonna hear a lot of that.
it's a spiritual experience watching Shea play in person,
Maybe.
especially when he's on one. Which I don't know when isn't he on one. He started last game, game 3, like 12 for 12 from the field.
Yeah.
I remember his first miss was on a 3-point attempt, and even then he tracked down the offensive rebound and put it back up for like yeah, it was just a midi after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just ridiculous game 3, 42 points. The Suns just aren't putting up that much of a competition. Like they're getting outmatched physically. Nobody on their team can put up stand a fighter's chance against Shea. It's honestly, it's just kind of sad, and it doesn't really make me question the future of the Suns, but I question some of their decisions that have led to this point, like giving Devin Booker $75 million a year. Like obviously, Devin Booker, legend of the Valley. Probably by the time it's all said and done, he's up there with DT and Larry Fitz for the greatest Valley athlete ever.
Yeah.
But it's tough. It's tough. He's never gotten over the hump, and right now it's just. I saw somebody say it on Twitter the other day, and it feels like the league's really passed Book by. Like you got to think of how many people since like 2021 have come into the league and are now better than Book. Like obviously, it's just like Shea, Ant, Wemby, Donovan Mitchell. You could argue he's better at the time. Luka,
Yeah. Luka.
everybody like Jaylen Brown, even Tatum.
When we were looking at
Like Book's really just gotten passed by the whole league.
it feels like 2021 isn't like the right stand though, because I feel like even going into the Olympics, like we was considered a top 10 player in the league still, and he showed why he was a top 10
24.
player.
I'd
Going into the
say top
Olympics.
10. That's a bit crazy. I feel like Book peaked as like top 15.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm trying to think of like 2024 who was a top 10. It was like around 15 10.
Holding top 10 impact as a shooting guard is always difficult because the position, especially in the modern NBA, is just like not as valued, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because if you can't play make at a high level, can't defend at a high level, and you're just like really scoring, it's not that valuable. That's why, like, you know, even though Donovan Mitchell is like a consistent 30-point per game scorer, especially in the playoffs, like his value isn't crazy high. Ant, like I feel like until Ant takes that playmaking leap, which who knows if he's ever going to take, like I struggle to see him as a top 5 player.
I think
Top
it's more of an
6,
offensive
like,
leap that he has to take, if anything.
I think it's both. I still like there's a lot that he leaves on the table playmaking wise.
That is
Just
true.
especially in the playoffs, I feel.
Yeah. I mean, Book's regression has definitely been something to talk about, especially this season. Like he hasn't been putting up the shooting numbers that we usually see, or the base face value of the scoring numbers have been pretty consistent with his career path so far, about 27 points a game. But look at the efficiency behind it. It's almost just like he's taking so many shots because he has to. For that, like the reason that the 8 seed is obviously because that team around was a lot better than it was last year and a couple years before that. But like he's been taking so many shots. Like he's still considered the X on that team. Like he's the one. He's the 1A on that team. That's at least how they've been running.
I'm kind of curious. You know, as much as Suns fans hate on Kevin Durant, if you swap Kevin Durant and Devin Booker this season, Suns are probably better. Let's be honest.
I think so.
KD has his flaws, but Kevin Durant's still a better player than Devin Booker.
Yeah,
I'm not even like it's not even hate on Book. It's just like it's just the facts.
Yeah, I kind of
like,
agree.
And the fact that he's making $75 million again, he's so beloved to the Valley. Like obviously, I feel like you can never move him. Obviously, you're not going to move him because nobody wants to take on $75 million. But it's a weird situation to be in because I feel like this Sun squad and I feel like Devin Booker both would be better off parting. Like I think Devin Booker could be a solid, like a really good, like third or fourth option on a championship team, but he's never going to be that making the amount of money he is right now. And I feel like
third
the
or
Suns
fourth.
could also, yeah.
Damn.
Do you think he's a top 2 option on a championship team
I
playing
think
the
he'd
way he
be.
is right now?
I think playing he is right now. No, but I think. Damn. Sorry. I think what we've seen. It's not like. It's definitely a regression, but it's not like
What
the
option
talent
was he
for
on
him
Team
being
USA when he was at his peak?
4. Okay, that's a team that had LeBron, KD, and Steph. When are you ever gonna get a team like that in the NBA?
I'm not saying there has to be a team like that. I just think his role is playing off the ball, and right now it's just not
I
happening in
think yeah, play
Phoenix.
off the ball and you can be a 2 option. That's playing
I
off the
don't
ball.
with this efficiency, with the amount of mid range shots he takes, with his shot diet.
If you put okay, but the shot diet, like the reason he has a shot diet like that, and he has the green light for that is because he's proven to make those kinds of shots. Like yes, he hasn't been hitting this year, but
He just hasn't. It's
do you think it's gonna get worse next season?
I worry. You asked me. We were sitting at Taco Bell. I think this was at Taco Bell, and we were talking about Alperen Şengün's regression. Funny how
That's a
Şengün led the
complete
book,
different though.
but you were like, when are we going to talk about Book regressing? And I'm like, give him next season. Like, we'll
I
see.
say
But
give him 2 seasons. I think if next season he does regress more, then yeah, it's a topic of discussion that he has gone significantly worse and he's passes like days of being a top 2 option on a team, especially number 1 at that money and that salary.
I don't see him as a one like in any capacity right now. He's not shooting well at the rim. He's not shooting well from three. It's actually been very odd his shooting slump from three. That's why I will give him a year. Like I think next year is not make or break, but I think next year will tell a lot about Book's future.
Yeah,
Is how he responds from shooting like this.
I think it's really just like a almost like he got the yips this year. It feels like that's really what it feels like, honestly.
It does, but like this is a playoff series, man, and like Book in the playoffs ever since
2021.
I wasn't going to say 21. I was going to say
20
was it 22 that Luka
22
was
when they beat him in
was game 7 22?
Yeah, 22.
It just feels like he's been a shell of himself. Like honestly, he's still been good. It's just like I don't know. It
It's
feels like
weird.
there's a bit more to be desired.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out, or you'll see how that plays out live tonight in that series.
I hope he proves me wrong. I want to see something from Book, especially in a series like this. Jalen Green also hasn't been great, but
We knew that, bro.
that we know what Jalen Green is at this point in his career. I feel like
Yeah, he got out. He got out all the scoring in the playing, and that didn't really amass anything really good either. So,
hey, it was fun to watch though. It was fun to watch.
oh my god. Okay. Anyways, let's move on to the next series. The teams that will face off in the second round against most likely the Thunder, the Lakers and Rockets. Now, I don't really have much to say about this. It's really just, I mean, Game 4 happened last night. They didn't get the sweep, but I honestly don't really give a fuck. Like, I'm not scared at all of this team. The Lakers really just looked like they put a backseat on that series or that game. Like they felt like they just. I've seen it so many times with Lakers where they have a chance to close out a game and they just don't, and they kind of just like wait until like they go home or they're more comfortable winning the game or something. Because the last playoffs, it was they actually won a series was 2023 when we beat the Grizzlies. We won in 6. We won at home. We took a 3-1 series lead. Game 5 got smoked. Came Game 6, blew them out the water. And then that next series against the Warriors, it was took a 3-1 lead, went back to Golden State for Game 5 or Game 5 and got smoked. Came back for Game 6, blew them out by like 25. So I really just think that's what's going to happen. They're kind of like delaying the inevitable.
yeah, I mean,
honestly, yeah.
I don't think the Rockets come back from down 3-0, but hey, KD magically comes back. I mean,
yeah, I've
who
seen
knows?
so many overreactions about like the injuries and stuff like that. Obviously, KD is a big part of why they are down 3-1 right now. We're down 3-0, but we saw what it looked like when he was in the lineup. It still wasn't that good. This entire team just is not good for the Rockets. But for the Lakers standpoint, Austin Reeves been questionable, but then downgraded out before the game for the last 2 games. Luka's status is obviously till Game 2, but I have a question because I've seen so many overreactions about this, about how the Lakers need these 2 back to win the series. Like, I just think that's utter blasphemy. Like, what do you think about, like, I think Reeves plays Game 5, in my opinion. Maybe not, just to rest him. But I feel like I feel like they should play him if he's ready, just to get a little bit of legs underneath him, especially if we're going to go against OKC in the second round.
Bro, that's brutal if you're just tossing him into the fire against OKC. Like,
Not really.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Like, let him get his legs underneath him.
Oh, yeah, he needs at least one game. Would you rather throw him into the fire against OKC or Houston?
It's not throwing him into the fire against Houston, bro. You're playing Houston.
Exactly. So why are you throwing him
Yeah.
into the fire?
No. I'm saying that's brutal throwing him into the fire against OKC. Like, you give
I
him
thought
some
you
run.
said
Like, I was
Houston.
agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. I thought
I
you
like
Houston.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what at least that's why I said ahead of game 4 last night when I was talking to my dad. He was like, "Hey, what's the status on Reeves and Luka?" I said, "Luka's second round at best, honestly, right now. Reeves has been questionable, but he's been downgraded out. So I don't know if we go to 5, which I mean, don't really care if we do. We're going to win the series regardless. Like, I would like him to play in game 5 if he comes off the bench for just like minutes restriction, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, just to get some playoff legs underneath him, even though he has experience in the playoffs already. But like, that's besides the point. Like, I don't know. Like, what do you think about like them coming back? Like, is that crucial for the Lakers to close out the series?
Not against the Rockets, not at all. But going forward, I don't think y'all really stand a chance against OKC in general, but especially if Reeves and Luka are out the entire series. So both of them need to come back at some point for y'all to at least have a puncher's chance. And even then, bit rough.
Yeah, puncher's chance, but we're going against Mike Tyson or like Manny Pacquiao at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I mean, Dub being out does maybe open a door, even though AJ Mitchell's stepped up in that third option role.
It's almost like
well.
One of their stars goes out, another like emerging.
It's like a Hydra
role player,
really.
Yeah.
You chop one head off, two emerge behind it. Like it really is like that with OKC. It's
Hail Hydra.
Okay, that's crazy.
Sorry,
I was watching Winter Soldier.
I was watching Winter Soldier the other night, bro. Like, that's been in my head, bro. Hail Hydra. Anyways, let's move on to the other side of the West real quick. Do you have any more to talk about? Oh, I have one more topic to talk about. That's hella funny that I can see it on Twitter like over and over again.
What?
In 2020 in the bubble, the Lakers beat the Rockets 4-1-5, right?
Yeah.
Sent that team into a rebuild. And then now the blossom of that rebuild of this squad of Bari, Eason, KD, Şengün is getting eviscerated by the Lakers.
By this fossils Lakers squad.
Like, it's funny as hell, dude. And the one player that's remained from before, when he was a 36-year-old, we thought he was going to retire in 2 years, is a 41-year-old LeBron James. The same player is just cooking him.
This Rockets roster is so shambolic, man. God, this rebuild sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, really. Reed Sheppard, I still think has a future as a good NBA player. He showed a lot of that last night.
Absolutely.
I still can't believe y'all turned the ball over 23 times. Like, watching the game, it felt like y'all turned the ball over a lot, but it didn't feel like y'all turned the ball over that much.
No, it was
23.
A lot of it happened
Reed was a big
game.
part of that. So, like, I think Reed is a good player, but taking him third overall, he's never going to live up to those expectations. Like, that's just the truth.
The turnovers and stuff from last night, I want to talk about last night a little bit more, I guess, is like the Rockets, it's desperation mode. It's going to be like that for the entire series, but how much does desperation really get you in a playoff series?
You wish they showed the desperation earlier, like, you know, if you're a fan of the game.
Yeah, the playoff mentality for every series or every game you play in the playoffs is desperation from game one. It's a one-game series for every single game you play. Like,
but the Rockets just didn't play with that in games 1 through 3. It was so lackadaisical. It was so like, you know, we're the better team. We're playing 41-year-old LeBron James. Kevin Durant's going to come back at some point, and we're going to win.
They're just holding out hope. And then
they got rocked. They got rocked in their shit. I mean, that's just what happened. Like, they very lackadaisical, and they got rocked. That's just it.
I mean, even game 3. I don't even know how we talk about game 3. Like, how do you let up that lead? Like, looking back at that, that's the series break right there. You would have been tied 2-2 if you just closed out a 6-point lead with 25 seconds left. They just didn't. Given like those were some crazy ass plays that happened in the game for the Lakers, but if you don't close that out.
It's a different series. It's a 2-2 series.
It's a 2-2 series going back to LA. Like, bro, that's just where it's like
the Rockets have been shameful. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I think they do need to start it over, like you were talking about. We talked about last episode. Saw a bunch of fans in the crowds with Fire Ime signs, bunch of Raphael Stone signs, and that feels like it's the direction they're headed. And I'm very curious what they do this offseason. Do they push all their chips in? Do they try to go get Giannis, try to go make a big move? Or do they stay pat? Do they wait for Fred and Steven Adams to get back? Or do they just say, screw it, trade everybody but Amen and Reed? Like, I feel like that's probably the best case scenario,
I think that's
I
the
guess, going forward.
best case scenario in a sense, but also KD's only going to be there for 1 more year.
I feel like the squad has kind of hit its peak. They were fully healthy last year. They were playing out of their minds. They were the 2 seed last year, and yet the ghost of Golden State past came back to haunt them. As Draymond Green was staring into the camera, laughing, like it feels like awful. I mean, is there a worse position to be in as an NBA fan than being a Rockets fan right now?
But hit the peak, but like again, two of your, like we talked about at the start of the year, where it was like, I thought we were gonna give the Rockets 1 more year because of the Van Fleet injury.
It's difficult, but I don't, how much of a difference do they really make? They're like right now, they are losing 3-1. They were down 3-0 in a series against 41-year-old LeBron James without Austin Reeves and without Luka Doncic.
That
I
is
mean,
true.
sorry, like you could blame injuries as much as you want. Like I do think the Rockets would have been exponentially better this year, like a real top 3 seed contender with Freddie and Steven Adams healthy, but this series loss is unacceptable. And how much better do they really get? Because both squads fully healthy. Are they going to beat the Lakers after this showing that you've seen from them?
Yeah, probably not. Even when the Lakers are
Exactly.
healthy on the other side too, so probably not.
And
Yeah,
if you can't beat this Lakers squad, I just don't think you're that much of a contender.
yeah,
How
that's
much better are
true.
you really going to get? Like, yes, I really wanted to see this Rocket squad preseason with KD. Yes, they were favorites. They were my second seed. I picked them to be the second seed, and it's gone away. It feels like this rebuild is fruitless. It feels like right now they're kind of stuck. I think next year's Brooklyn pick, I believe Brooklyn or Phoenix. I don't know what pick they have. I think that offers, a path forward. I think that is probably their best bet. I'm I'm curious what they do in the offseason, so I definitely want to monitor that.
Yeah, I mean their offseason is going to start tomorrow night. So, anyways, um, let's move on to the other side of the bracket for the West. Nuggets Timberwolves, the most entertaining series thus far. Jaden McDaniels, the biggest backup of his talk I've ever seen in the world history. He literally called out the Nuggets squad one by one and then just dismantled them, morally. Like their morale has just been awful. The Nuggets, like, I mean, you even see the Timberwolves squad just like even after two of their best players go out for injury, DiVincenzo tears his ACL mid game. You get the news mid game that he tears his ACL, and then as you get the news that he tears his ACL, your superstar Anthony Edwards goes down in like a horrific fashion. Like that injury was nasty as hell, by the way. I don't even want to think about that. But like, and then you still rally and win by 20, damn near. And then you get in the head of Nikola Jokic and the rest of the squad by putting a layup at the end of the game. It was cinema. I absolutely loved every second of it. Oh my god! And I mean, just
It was masterful. It was
yeah.
masterful.
As a premier Nuggets playoff hater, as a Lakers fan, it's beautiful to watch. What are your thoughts?
I mean, first off, shout out Aya Sumo. I mean,
Shout
just
out. Stud,
what a performance.
stud,
Back-to-back games too.
stud, bro. 43 is absurd, bro. You see
That,
Penny drooling from his mouth, bro, and like crying on Twitter, bro.
bro, I don't blame him, bro. He's finally free from the shackles of the Chicago Bulls. So
Yeah,
that's what Kenny was saying. So you know what? Shout out him, man. That's awesome.
he was simultaneously on Twitter like drooling the fuck out of Io, like glazing him, and then crying about the fact that the Bulls traded him away. But whatever.
And they got
Anyways,
nothing in return too.
They got absolutely nothing, dude.
They got Rob Dillingham.
Hey, shout out Rob. Rob
Bro,
would have
he
dropped
had-
43 if he was in that position last.
Yeah,
year.
trust.
Yeah, absolutely would have, bro. Don't even trip.
Trust.
Bro, I'm
He's-
watching
he's
this
too
United
shifty.
game right now. This game is
I
literally
know.
like bro. Oh my god.
How many chances they conceded in the last 5 minutes?
I'm so lost right now.
It's
Anyways,
awful.
yeah,
Uh,
but the Nuggets are up or down 3-1. Like we picked this Nuggets squad the conference finals, both of us. Like, what
it's a
have you
truly
watched? It's just
shambolic
awful.
performance, and it all starts with Nikola Jokic. Let's just get it out of the way with. Same story. Feels like it's Groundhog's Day out here. Uh, with talking about the Rudy Gobert and Nikola Jokic. Games 2 through 4, same story, different day. Clamps. I mean, at the start of the game, it looked like Rudy, like maybe Jokic had figured out Rudy a little bit. Maybe like figured out a different bag. You saw him going with some bump fades, some floaters. Like he had counters to Rudy, and then in the fourth, it's just he lost his head. Rudy was in his head, and he just tried to overpower Rudy, which you're never going to do. That's one of the strongest anchors in the game,
Mm-hmm.
and he lost. I mean, he didn't score. He didn't score in the fourth, did
Scored
he?
like 2 points at the end of the
Yeah,
quarter.
it was shambolic from Jokic. I mean, it's not even like he was passing out of clutch time shots. He was just missing them. It was truly an awful performance.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
the stats may not say it, but that single game tanked his rep by a lot, man.
yeah, absolutely.
You saw all the talks on Twitter afterwards.
Oh
Like,
my God, Fernandez got his assist.
yeah, thanks for the spoiler, but
Oh my God, it's offside. Ugh.
that's offside by a mile. I can't lie.
Yeah, probably. Anyways, um, is it?
It looked outside.
Golly. Okay, I was like 3 yards offsides. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I completely agree. Jokic, uh, I want to talk about his running mate though. Usually in playoff games where Jokic isn't, super hot, his running mate and Jamal Murray, who's an All Star this year for the first time and has been proven in the playoffs to be one of the best playoff riders we've ever seen in NBA history, has been nowhere. And it kind of goes back to the Gobert and Jokic down low because Jamal Murray operates a lot of his offense off of pick and rolls and screens. But when he can't get a screen and you have Jaden McDaniels, who's an all NBA perimeter defender on you, you can't do anything against that. And Jamal has just been shut down by that too. So the duo of Gobert and McDaniels on defense is otherworldly. And I don't think we've seen something like this where they shut down two elite playoff players, one Hall of Famer, another like one of the playoff riders that we've seen consistently like this ever. Like I have never seen something like this. The closest I've seen is the '04 Pistons shutting down Kobe and Shaq and the Lakers in the finals. That's the
Yeah.
closest I've seen to it. And I think it also goes back to Gobert. Oh, there's Fernandez's assist.
Oh, that's so free.
Damn, Sheshko. Beautiful. Anyways, what I'm talking about is Gobert down low has been disrespected for far too long. People have been looking at him and saying he's one of the worst players in the league, all this stuff. Like, he is a 4-time defensive player of the year for a reason. And if somebody named Wemby didn't step into the league a couple years ago, he would have had his 5th and 6th in the past couple of years, I think. Honestly. Probably this
How
year,
did
honestly.
Wemby?
Or sorry,
like,
5th year. Sorry, 5th.
I don't even know if I don't even know if he would have had fifth because he wasn't a runner up this year.
Who was it, Chet?
It's Chet Nassar.
Oh, you're right.
He should have been a runner up.
I think it should have been runner up.
I don't know. It's between him, Chet, Nassar, Wemby. Like,
I mean, it's
they're
close.
in their
It's all
own
close.
tier as defenders.
Yeah, but whatever. It's like it feels like Gobert's just been far too much disrespected. Like it's insane the disrespect
Again,
I've seen
a
on
lot
him.
of it starts with the media.
Like it's awful what I've seen.
Shaq's obsession is so weird. I will never get over it. I don't understand why he just refuses to give Rudy Gobert credit. I mean, I feel like at some point when you're a legend of the game, you should want to pay it forward.
Exactly.
Like pay respect forward. I mean, obviously if a 7'4" Frenchman didn't step into the league, I would be sitting up here and telling you Rudy Gobert is the greatest defender of all time. And you know what? Like I still will.
I think
until,
he is right now. Until
Wemby
gets
continues
4.
to do it.
Yeah.
Because people don't understand how good Rudy Gobert is. People don't understand how much Rudy Gobert impacts winning. I mean, I watched this man. I know they both finished with 16 boards, but I watched this man body Nikola Jokic in the post. He was beating him on the boards. He was beating him just
In the post,
physically,
straight post
in the post. I mean, beating him on screens. Like he is a dominant player in his own right. I think I'm so glad that people are finally giving him his respect. Like obviously, his offense isn't going to be flashy. His offense has never been flashy, but that's not his role. He's the greatest defender of all time. He is a monster on the offensive glass. He's a monster on the defensive glass.
Mm-hmm.
And like he's an elite screen setter. Like everybody laughs whenever I say that about Rudy Gobert, but his screens do change the game. Like that's just the truth.
You run
He
into a brick
creates
wall with him,
advantages.
dude.
He creates advantages with his screen game and with his offensive game on the offensive glass.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't think
absurd
people understand that.
how one of the
I
other
feel like if he has the right team around him, Rudy Gobert will win a championship. It's just unfortunate that these Wolves teams have come up short, and before that he was playing with Donovan Mitchell. So
yeah.
we know.
To me, it's like you look at some of the best defenders of all time. We had this debate before, like Dwight Howard, Ben Wallace, those big men down low who are the best, one of the best of all time. When we look at like what they'd done, Ben Wallace specifically never really had an offensive bag, but we consider him one of the greatest of all time because of his defensive prowess. Why are we not doing the same with Rudy Gobert? And I feel like a lot of it came down to that one play with Luka in the conference finals a couple years ago, where everybody bashing for it, or respectfully, nobody in league history is probably going to stop that. Maybe Wemby, but even then, that's a slim chance. I feel like
I mean, people shoot
cannot,
over Wemby all the time. I saw Donovan Cleveland shoot over Wemby last night. Like
yeah,
it happens. It can happen.
Yeah, like you can't bash him for that one play. People are like, oh, Gobert was a defensive player of the year, and that one clip made it realize why he shouldn't have won. Like, did we watch the same clip? Like, not a lot of people are ever going to defend that. If you're a big man guarding that, it's raps, right? So a lot of people
He was on an island.
Yeah, since then have just completely dropped his legacy. But he's a 4-time defensive player of the year. Like, we're seeing what he's doing to what people say the best offensive player of all time in Nikola Jokic, and has just made him look like Şengün.
He's looked like exactly this series. He has looked like Alperen Şengün. I mean, it's the truth. You can look at the PRA all you want, but Nikola Jokic has been massively underwhelming this series, and I think that's where a lot of the Nuggets' problems stem from, because this whole season, the Nuggets have been known for one thing, and that's their offense. If they were to win the championship, don't count them out just yet. If they were to win the championship, they would be the worst. They would have the worst team defensive rating ever.
Yeah, that's absurd.
By a team to win the championship if they were to win. Like their defense was awful this year. And when their offense isn't clicking, when Nikola Jokic isn't clicking, Jamal Murray isn't clicking, this team sucks. They aren't going to win. And right now, Aaron Gordon's hobbled. When he's on the court, he hasn't looked the greatest, but obviously I'm going to give him grace. He's playing through just an incredible amount of pain right now. You can tell he's playing through it. He's
not as explosive as he has been.
Aaron Gordon, obviously it's a bit off topic, but man, 2 years in a row playing through injury, like shout out him. He's an absolute warrior.
He's a warrior, bro.
I don't understand how he's playing. I don't get it, but hats off to him, man. I'm not gonna fault him in this series. Obviously, it sucks that he's hurt, but man, he's an absolute warrior.
He's one of the ones when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like it's beyond me, but yeah.
Going to the Wolves side of this, we're talking about their defense, but just what an overall game from the team. Whenever you see two of your starting backcourt, including your star player and Anthony Edwards, go out with injury like that so early in the game, and you rebound the way they did, it's just absurd. I mean, we haven't mentioned him at all, but shout out Julius Randle. Julius Randle did a great job. I mean, obviously it's Nikola Jokic in the post, but he was feasting on Jokic as the number one option. I mean, it was him and Ayo, number one hoops, but he was feasting on Jokic, and he looked great. He really did. And so, I think this Wolves team can survive without Ant and Ayo, or without Ant and Dante. I'm just curious to see what it looks like. How long Ant's out? He's week to week. We didn't really talk about it, but what's your thoughts on the full Jaden McDaniel situation at the end?
It's the Shout out what Kobe said in that one practice. Jeremy Lin, soft as Charmin, soft like shit. Like that's what I think about when I think about Jokic right now. Like it's absurd. We saw this in game 2, I believe. We talked about on the pod where he tried to get the ball from Ant at the end of the game, trying to hustle up the tempo of the game. Do you know what I'm talking about? It
Yeah,
kind of got
yeah,
into like a
yeah.
scuffle.
Oh, we talked about
Like,
we did
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was one thing. I was like, well,
Well, he
that's
always
weird.
does that. That's his thing.
Yeah,
Whenever
and
whenever he faces some sort of adversity, he's always just doing some petty shit.
in his defense, I did defend him for that, saying that it was the playoffs and like, yeah, I get you want to get the game up with, but that was a foreshadow incident for what we saw on Saturday night, where, bro, you're down 20, like, bro, like McDaniel's, like, what if he shot that a second and a half later when the buzzer went out? Would you have still gone over there? You lost regardless. Like, it doesn't
Yeah,
make sense to me.
it
Like, you
didn't
lost
matter.
regardless. It does not matter whatsoever. Just inbound the ball and get it done with and go home. Like,
Yeah. And
you're
that's something
down
that
three
you see
one.
time after time with Jokic. Is he loses whenever he starts losing, he loses his head, and it's okay to say that's unacceptable for a player of his caliber. I mean, I think it's quite ridiculous that he did that. I mean, you don't want Jaden McDaniels to score. Well,
Win the
stop
game,
him.
bro.
Win the game. Play defense. I'd even say like like don't hard foul him. I'm not saying that but like get a wrap up foul, get a reach in. If you
Yeah.
don't like him doing that, like stop him. It's the play better defense. That's
Yeah, there's
the
just no need.
end
Like
all be all.
if we thought of if this was if this wasn't Nikola Jokic and he's the one that got stripped at the end of the game, I believe, in that last play that led to the McDaniels like whatever stuff like that. Because they had like one shot. They were down 14 or 16 already
Yeah,
at that point. Like they just did like one little shot and they got stopped. I believe it was Jokic. But, like if it was like anybody of like some lower caliber, like if it was Cam Johnson that did that and then ran down, we'd be like, dude, Cam Johnson is so out of place. Like he shouldn't be getting it. Like all that kind of stuff. Like if it was a low level player, we'd be like bashing him. But because it's Jokic, we're giving him grace. Like no, this is a superstar who's supposed to set an example for not only your team and your city, but for the entire league. Like that's a
yeah.
national televised game. That is the NBA
He's
playoffs.
acting like a baby. Let's call it as it is. Like
Exactly. And that really makes me think of obviously Jokic is one of the best players I've ever seen in NBA history, and he's a superstar in this league. But that gives me questions about how much of a superstar really is he? Because you look at the superstars in the past, and right now who they are, and they don't do that. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one of the best stand-up examples and role models in this league right now. Yes, it's foul baiting. You can say stuff about that, all that kind of stuff. But he doesn't like doing other antics off the court or anything like that. He doesn't go up in other people's faces like that. He lets his game talk. Steph Curry has been like that for years. LeBron James has been like that for years. Kevin Durant has been like that for years.
I
But
mean,
these guys don't.
He like put Markieff Morris on the IR for months
Exactly.
with a just uncalled for dirty play, and people don't talk about him enough. I seriously, it is 100% a race thing. Like if Jokic wasn't white, if Jokic wasn't Serbian, he would not get the grace that he is. It's let's call it as it is. It's just the truth.
Absolutely.
If he was any other race, he would be getting slandered to hell and back. Fox News would probably have a whole hit piece out on him right now.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, people want to treat him like he's, this hero. Oh, he's protecting the unwritten rules of the game, which, I hate unwritten rules, man.
Fuck them rules.
That's the worst. That's why I don't mess with baseball. I'm gonna be honest. That's why I don't mess with baseball, bro. So many people are just soft in that sport, bro. Like, especially pitchers, bro. Pitchers are like high key. I hate pitchers. They're the biggest babies around. I hate unwritten rules. High key don't really like baseball. Don't like pitchers. But yeah, unwritten rules shouldn't exist. There's no reason for like stuff like that to have a place in our game.
Yeah.
Like you want Jaden McDaniels to not score that? Foul him. Like don't let him score, Otherwise get it out the net. Like that's just how it is.
Yeah.
If Jokic doesn't like that, he could play better defense,
It's funny to me how if you look at it from like a whole and like you look at like the bigger picture, like literally the bigger picture of like the wide angle of the shot, like Jokic was okay with McDaniels going off, but there was 5 seconds left. Like you clearly saw him that he was going to do it, but once he made the basket, then Jokic charged. Like where was that energy when you were getting pickpocketed at half court? Like, where was that energy in the third quarter, second quarter when you're getting ripped at 90 feet? Like, where was the energy to get back on defense then? Like, what? Why would you have the energy at the end of the game to go get in somebody's face that just beat you? Like, it's some sorry loser shit. If you saw that on a pickup court outside right now, some regular runs, you saw some guy do that, you think he's a cornball. Like, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You would think it's a cornball move.
I mean, like last I checked, there was still time on the clock. The game was still being played. Jaden McDaniels just, was adding more points. That's money that he's getting for his next contract, like it or not. He's increasing his playoff points per game. That's money.
True.
That's real life. He's playing for his contract. Obviously, we know Jaden McDaniels is going to get paid regardless. He's going to get a bag regardless. He's one of the best defenders in basketball. But, to some people, that's money. Points is money. Stats are money. He's, putting food on his table, him and his family's table. And at the end of the day, this time on the clock, get it out the net. Like, Jokic has to act better. Jokic has to control himself. I wish the media would act better about Jokic, to be honest. Like, I wish Jokic would get treated like everybody else does. But he's still going to be in best in the world conversations after this season and after this series, which is just ridiculous because what other player is given this kind of grace?
Exactly. Like,
But
it's really weird and odd to me. But we can talk about that more later. We got to get to
we
the
got to move
playoffs,
on.
bro. We spent 45 minutes on 3 series. We got 5 left. So all of these, the rest of them are pretty breezy.
Yeah.
I'll let you talk about your Spurs Blazers series. I know y'all had a crazy
great weekend since we've been on. I mean, game 3. Where do I even start, man? Steph Castle, Dylan Harper, Fox of De'Aaron. Kidding. But obviously, game 3, 15-point comeback. Ridiculous. No Wemby. Man, Dylan Harper's the future. That's all I want to say. That's really all I want to say is Dylan Harper's the future. Hey, where's Flag? Where's Khan? Obviously, VJ dropped 30 in the playoffs, but, Harper don't get the usage that VJ does. And he still dropped 27 on ridiculous efficiency, nonetheless. Like, he had 90 true shooting.
Who?
Harper, when he dropped 27.
Golly.
Just talk about the series as a whole. It's basically wraps. Wemby's return game yesterday was unreal because offensively in the first half, he was stinking it up, man. He was trying these unnecessary pull-up mid-range shots, which just were just out of place in the offense, it felt like. He kept trying these long threes, which he got one to go, but he was trying to shoot himself into rhythm, and it just wasn't working. And, we went down 19 at some point in the first half. Wasn't great. Obviously, his defensive impact was felt, but the Blazers just could not stop missing these pull-up jumpers. So it did feel like it was a bit unsustainable. And that's kind of been the story of the series is the Blazers are not a great jump shooting team, and that just won't fly against the Spurs with Wemby because when the paint is shut off, you are forced to take jump shots, and the Blazers are not a good jump shooting team. Now you see them find success. They go on these runs. They build these leads like this 19-point lead whenever they have success shooting the ball, but they're always going to come falling down back to earth. And that's what happened in the second half when the Spurs took over. And that was wraps. I mean, Wemby scored 2 points in the third quarter, and the Spurs won that quarter by 17 points. So
I won the half by 50.
Yeah, it was a ridiculous performance. I mean, what else can I say? That was a true best player in the world performance from Victor Wembanyama. I think the last performance from Wemby, last performance from Shea. I mean, that's what you expect. Obviously, you're playing the Suns and you're playing the Blazers. Let me put that caveat out there, but that is what you expect to see from the best players in the world in the playoffs. Let's just say that. I have a lot of questions about the Blazers. I do. I know I'm sitting up here talking about the Spurs, Great series. Everybody's playing out of their minds. De'Aaron Fox bounced back. I do have questions about Keldon Johnson's future, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for the Blazers, their season's almost over, and I have a lot of questions about the future. All of the Thiago Splitter, love him to death for 2014, but I just don't think he's the coach of the future for the Blazers. They've already started looking at other coaches, and I think that's completely fair. His rotations just simply aren't that great. So I won't be shocked if he gets canned. Their future. Was it really worth it to lose in this first round series rather than get a mid first round pick or possibly lose in this first round series just to lose out on your first round pick? Because remember, their pick's now going to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So is it really worth it? Like, yes, you're getting playoff experience for these young guys, but how worth it is it? Denny. We always slander him on this show.
Hey,
but
go ahead and talk about that incident with him and Cass. Go ahead, talk about that Denny and 5 incident.
5 sunned him. I mean, what else we gotta say, Bo? Well, what else we gotta say, Bo? Denny too little, bro. He's 6'8". He's still too little for 5, bro. Chill. But Denny is a truly awful basketball player. The Blazers have been so much better without him on the court. And you want to know why? That's because he's a usage dictator. I mean, seriously, when he doesn't have the ball in his hands, what does he do? What value does he bring to a basketball team when he doesn't have the ball in his hands? I mean, can you think of anything? Because I can't. And that's just good players can play on and off the ball. Denny brings no value when he doesn't have the ball in his hands. And that just he stagnates the Blazers offense when he can't get going. And that's how it's been the last 2 games when they've lost at home. He can't get going. Even the refs can't get him going. And he's just tanking their season at this point. So honestly, I think the best bet is to sell high on Denny. You know, maybe fleece the team into taking him. I've said this all year. Maybe the Bucks, maybe a Giannis deal. I heard Portland has interest there. Send Denny to Milwaukee, get Giannis to Portland. You know, I don't know if that's a championship contending squad, but it's a hell of a lot better than it is right now with Denny Avdia at the helm.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday has been amazing this series. Him and Rob Williams' impact cannot be understated. I mean, 2 vets that have kind of been underlooked this whole season by a majority of NBA fans, but they are hooping this series. I mean, Drew Holiday's been out and out their best player this series, and Rob Williams has been out and out their best big this series. It's been ridiculous from them. Toumani Camara, he's obviously amazing defender. Like, he does everything, like all the little things right, but he cannot shoot the ball right now. He cannot score the ball right now, and he's tanking them offensively.
He's still one of my favorite young stars or young players in this league, though.
He needs the shots to start falling from 3.
Yeah. That'll come. So hopefully,
Scoots had a great series up until last night, but you know, ever since he started talking trash to Dylan Harper, it just feels like he's gone downhill. Like, I know that happened third quarter into the third in game 3, but he scored 0 points last night.
Put up a donut, so
he scored 0 points. He was just awful last night. I mean, he got into foul trouble, so he didn't play the most, but it was not good from him. And I like what I've seen from him for a lot of this series, but he's an intriguing piece going forward. Donovan Clingan, just wrapping it up. Donovan Clingan, he needs to work so much more on his interior game. I hate how they have him spacing the floor right now. They're trying to get him to space the floor, attempting like 6 threes a game, and it's just right now it's not working. Now, yes, this series would be completely different if Donovan Clingan starts knocking down more threes, because you'd pull Wemby out of the paint more often, and that just opens up the offense so much more for the Blazers. But it's not his game right now, and his game is already so like he has so many issues offensively inside the arc and in the paint that I think he should be working on that right now instead of trying to stretch the floor to win a playoff series where you're clearly outmatched, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I still think Klingon is their strongest piece going forward, I'd say, but this series has just not been it from him. I have been very disappointed, and I don't know. It's good playoff experience. This is only his second year in the league. I'll give him a lot of grace. I still think he's a really good player, one of the best out of the 23 class, but I need to see more from him.
Yeah, I agree.
And
I ain't got really
yeah,
much more to add, like other than the fact that I think that the future is bright for this Blazers squad if they do it correctly.
yes, you have to take the right steps.
Yes, the steps are as clear as you'd think, but the steps are there. And it's not like you have any other real options. There's probably like three paths, and there's one clear path of trade or sell high on the guys that you have on your roster, i.e., Danny Avdia, like that kind of thing. Anyways, over in the East, we have like 10 minutes to talk about the East, honestly. But is there anything of note that you'd like to talk about other than the fact that Orlando's up 2-1 on the 1 seed and that the Hawks and Knicks are tied in their series?
I'd like to give a little shout out to. I honestly, I don't really care to talk about Celtics Sixers. I'm gonna be honest. That series has been. We saw Embiid return, but as always, the Sixers failed Joel Embiid. I mean, just the minutes when he was off the court were terrible. I mean,
He started that
Pritchard
game
got hot.
so well, too,
Game 4.
bro.
It's unfortunate, man. Embiid's being failed. What's new? Daryl Morey kind of isn't great at his job right now.
Never was.
Nick Nurse is probably on his way out.
Thank God.
It's just, it's a bit rough.
Yeah,
So,
shout out Luke. He was devastated last night, man.
I know. I feel bad for the lad. It's
I feel
heartbreaking.
so bad, bro. He literally went. He went. Hey, rough night for the both of us, man. I was like, yeah, more of your so though. I'm up 3-1. You're down 3-1.
Bro, when he was ranting about Peyton Pritchard being high,
That killed
like
me, bro.
catching fire, bro. Oh my god, I felt awful, bro.
Bro,
Like I love watching Peyton Pritchard play, but like
32,
I want
bro.
the Sixers to pull out the series. I think everybody wants the Sixers to pull off this series, but it just doesn't feel like it's gonna
It's not
happen.
gonna happen at all, bro. Anyways,
That was their chance last game.
yeah.
Uh,
Anyways, moving on to the other series.
Shout out Raptors Cavs. That's been an electric
That's been
series.
a fun, bro. That reminds me of the Cavs Magic series from last couple years ago when it went 7.
Hey,
we were like, yo, where did this come out?
Hey, who could have thought? Who would have thought that this series would have been really good? You know,
You mad?
Cavs in 7. Cavs in 7. Cavs in
Not
7.
even funny. You even know that? Nobody in
Yeah.
here is laughing, bro.
Nobody in here.
You mad?
Everybody's
weird,
laughing.
bro. You mad?
Everybody's
weird.
laughing.
You want me to add like the Disney Channel laugh
Yeah,
voiceover?
add the laugh track.
The laugh track.
That's the one thing I was thinking about. I don't know how expensive they are, but I want like a soundboard, bro. Bro, that'd be so fun just to have a soundboard, bro.
Hey, maybe we'll split that for our budget. If our
Well,
budget
that'd be
allows
so elite. Bro, can you imagine if we have like a steak nugget soundbite?
it. Steak nuggets. Bro. Or every time you mention the pods, we just go, we have the meats. Sorry.
Sorry,
Anyways,
that.
let's move on to the other series of the East real quick before we have to wrap this up. The Magic are up 2-1 on the Pistons right now, and we talked about this before where I said this Magic squad is playing like the Magic squad we expected the Magic to play like this season that we did not see yet, and now they're turning it up. And the exact worries that we've had of the Pistons all year long, defensively and offensively, honestly, are showing where they can't shoot the ball. Nothing's going to the net. And the defense isn't looking like it's been this entire season. They haven't looked like the top 10 defense like they've been.
Yeah.
It's like almost
Jalen
like
Duren.
it's almost like I called them in the mid-season. I said, yo, this is like almost the rise of the bad boy Pistons again. But since then, it's just been bad. Like it's
rough. It's
There's no
very
boy.
rough.
It's just been bad Pistons ball. Like, and the Magic, shout out to them. I give them if they get through the series and they have to face one of the Cavs or Raptors, I give them a really good solid shot in that series as well, based on how they're playing right now. Because again, like I said, this Magic squad is playing like we've expected them all season. And
This
that
Magic
squad
squad is
was a
awesome
top
right
4.
now.
That squad was a top 4, top 3 upside. So
This squad is awesome. I love it. Like
me too.
obviously Paulo has his issues, but when it's going with Paulo, it's going.
Yeah,
Franz
exactly.
Wagner, obviously incredible as always. Their best player.
Desmond Bain.
Desmond Bain has been living up to 4 first-round picks, 5 first-round picks, however many they gave up for him. He's been living up to that throughout this series. Jalen Suggs, incredible as always.
One of the best two ways in the game, bro. That's my
Like
favorite player, bro.
it's finally clicking right now for the Magic, and it's awesome to see. It's kind of unfortunate. Like part of me feels bad for Detroit. This is their first 60-win season in forever, and they're rewarded with it. They're rewarded for it by playing a Magic squad that
Is
you
not where
know
it should be.
they should be in the playoffs. They should be a no doubt playoff team,
Yeah.
but yet here they are as the 8th seed, and they have a real chance to go on a run if they win the next 2 games.
Yeah.
Uh,
I completely agree. Honestly,
this
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 team
is
has
it's
conference finals upside, dude.
it's been disappointing from the Pistons. Sorry, I just wanted to get back to that.
Oh, absolutely.
You talked
Completely
about it,
agree.
shooting, defense. I think a lot of at least the defense stems from Jalen Duren.
Jalen Duren just not showed
He's
up
not
at
the greatest
all.
rim protector. He gets a lot of blocks, but he's still not the greatest rim protector. And offensively, he hasn't been able to get it going. I mean,
And what's weird is like you think about him and his athleticism at his size being such a great rim protector down low, and he just has not been there at all.
he should be. He should be a great rim protector, but he's just not right now. And I feel like he's lost himself a lot of money this series now. Do I think the Pistons still aren't going to give him a max extension? They're probably still going to give him all the money in the world, but still,
How
it's
much of
been
it does
rough.
he really deserve based off this performance in the playoffs, where you can't show up
Wendell
for
Carter is dominating him right now. Let's just say it how it is.
shit? Shout out Angel Reeves.
That's just how it is. I mean, Wendell is playing out of his mind. Like I got to give him a shout out. He's hooping right now. I mean, he's dominating Duran on the glass. He's been great defensively. He's been a like
A real
his
rim runner
offense
for
has
them
been
too.
yeah like he is hooping. I feel like this series is like a lot of propaganda for Wendell Carter, and he deserves it right now.
Absolutely. Let's move on to that last series in the East. Knicks Hawks. I feel like we spent so much time on the West, but honestly, we're West boys. We're West guys.
It's crazy too because the East playoffs have been so much better. Like we have an 8 seed leading a 1 seed. We have two series,
I
and then
know.
we got the Boston Philly series. But
Yeah.
but the West, we talk so much about the West, but hey,
There's just
we
more
love the
storylines in
West.
the West right
We
now,
love the
honestly.
West.
That's it. Yeah, we love the West. West Coast is equals best coast always. Knicks Hawks. That series is tied to two. The Knicks, honestly, game four, obviously a must win for them, but and the way that they won a must win game in that fashion gave me a lot of hope going forward. For this squad.
Stole
Not
home
hope.
court back.
Yeah, stole home court back. Not hope in the fact that they're going to make a big run in the playoffs, but hope in the sense that they're going to win the series when it looked pretty much down in the dumps when they were down 2-1 and CJ McCollum was frying the shit out of Jalen Brunson. But other than that, like this team has really come alive in the last couple games or game or so. And like the problems that we saw in games 2 and 3 when they lost back to back, almost kind of like they fixed it like overnight, it felt like. For them.
Yeah, and well, I think a lot of that is simply fixed by Cat playing better.
Exactly. That's the X factor.
He had probably his best game of the series in Game 4, I'd say.
Yeah, he had a triple double, bro.
Yeah, and that showed in the final score. That showed in the box score. Like he had his best game of the series, and that's where the Knicks won because of the previous two games, 2 and 3. He was nowhere to be seen. He was nowhere, especially in the clutch, especially Game 2. He went like the last 5 minutes without scoring, without touching the ball, kind of just corner sitting. And they need Cat to step up in those moments because Cat is that player. Cat is a great player. They need that production out of him. They need him to take a load off Brunson. Now, obviously, defensively, there's still questions with their whole lineup for the most part around Brunson and Cat, but
yeah, defensively, but
if you can step up offensively, you give them a chance to beat any team in the league, really.
Yeah, I completely agree. But going back to that Hawk side, like we put so much weight on their shoulders, and obviously, being the lower seed, not having home court gives teams a lot of like troubles when you do steal home court advantage. You flip the series, and then you give one away at home, and then it just flips right back. Obviously, going to have a game 6 back in Atlanta. It's tied 2-2. That's a no doubter. But going on the road, can you do what you did in game 3 or game 2, and come out firing and come out hot with a chip on your shoulder to hopefully steal one back and then close it out at home or push it to 7 at the very least. This is what you need to do. So for them, I'm intrigued to see how they come out. That game was such a deflating game. You kind of saw it after, Cat and them kind of started getting going. They just looked deflated. They looked out of it. Especially after the game 3 vibes where Soulja Boy performed at a timeout break. Like the vibes were just not there anymore. So I'm intrigued to see how they get them back. And I have full faith in the squad. It's Atlanta. Their vibes are always there. You got to find them for them. So
Yeah, especially with like a guy like CJ McCollum who can get hot like like that.
Any moment, dude.
I mean, especially with Jalen Brunson guarding him, like the Hawks are far from out of this series, and I'm just excited. This feels like this is like prime Knicks Hawks. This is the Trae Young era Hawks. It feels like almost.
Absolutely.
Obviously, a different team, a better team, especially defensively. But you got a Hawks guard cooking the Knicks. It's always a good time, man. It's
unbelievable. Yeah. Anyways, we'll be back here on Wednesday for our last episode from Phoenix.
Can't believe it's already here.
Honestly, I really can't, dude. It's kind of crazy. We were talking about it last night, man. How about, we threw a function at my place last night and like how like we were like, damn, it really went by so fast and we wish we did more of it this year. But, next year we come back even stronger, better than ever. But yeah, it is kind of crazy how it went by so fast, dude. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking about, like, our first episode was what? Like, we did our top 100 players or something like that? Like, that was right before the season started?
Or was it award predictions?
Or predictions,
our
whatever
terrible award predictions. We'll go over those in July.
God.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Well, yeah, at some point we'll be deep in the off season. We'll be throwing out some stuff. But for now, we'll see how these games play out tonight and tomorrow. We'll see what series are wrapped up. A lot on the line for the next couple of days for a lot of teams. We'll be back here on Wednesday talking about second round matches possibly and series clinching scenarios and all that kind of stuff. But for now, I'm Cole Ferrer. That's Zach Dorchick.
Dorosic, bro.
Dorchick. I will see y'all, or we will see y'all on Wednesday. Appreciate support.